Hello. In my country, it is very common to eat rice more than twice a day daily. I was also like that before because it is a primary agricultural crop here. After joining gym 1.5 months back, then I reduced my rice intake just 300 to 400 grams per day in my lunch time. Then, after gaining a good weight, before I was 65 and now I am 70, I done a miscalculation last week. What I did was I have to eat more in terms of gaining weight, so I doubled my rice intake. After eating my lunch, I was felt sleepy and unproductive all time. I can't focus on my studies. I can't concentrate on my classes. The next day, in my lunchtime, after eating my lunch, I just slept in my exams in between, nearly 30 minutes. You may think it's a normal thing, but I was well prepared. Then how could I slept in between? I thought it is due to my sleep deprivation. Then I increased my sleep time too. After that too, my after eating my lunch, I get I felt so sleepy and unproductive the next day. Then I look back what I changed this week. I found that I doubled my rice intake. The next day, I eat the same amount, but which was I eating it before the 300 to 400 grams. I didn't felt sleepy and unproductive at all. After watching some clips of the podcast and reading some articles about this, I came to a conclusion that rice, not only rice, actually carbohydrates that depletes our productivity. Let's see how. If we taking a high carbohydrate meal, that greatly increases our glucose level in our blood. To regulate this, our pancreas secretes more insulin. This more insulin causes the more uptake of amino acids by our muscles, except tryptophan. So tryptophan is increased in our blood. This more tryptophan reaches brain and gets converted into serotonin and melatonin. These are the relaxing hormones that facilitate sleep. This is why if you feel drowsy after eating a high carbohydrate meal. So our diet can impact every aspect of our life. You may hear this: you are what you eat. For productivity, we must eat foods that helps us to work more efficiently for a longer period of time. So what can we change? One, replacement. We can replace eating rice with meats, vegetables, fruits, eggs, or whole grains like wheat, oats, brown rice, or we can replace the timing of our carbohydrate meal. You may have a question now that I said before to less intake of the carbohydrate, to take less carbohydrate, but now I am saying replace with wheat and some whole grains that to have carbohydrates, but you have to understand two terms here. One is glycemic load, second is glycemic index. Glycemic load means the amount of glucose that the food contains, but glycemic index is how quickly the food increases our blood glucose level. So white rice have high glycemic index. So that gives you a burst of energy quickly and suddenly that depletes. But the whole grains like wheat, oats and brown rice that are the lower that have lower glycemic index than the white rice. So that don't spike our blood glucose level. That's why eating wheat as an alternative of white rice is recommended in diabetic patients. So we can replace our timing of carbohydrate meal after first eating the morning and lunch as a high protein and high fat containing food. Then we can eat evening a carbohydrate meal after all work we have done. So that won't spoil our productivity. So the second thing is portion control. If we can't replace our carbohydrate meal due to some financial issues or something, we can reduce our carbohydrate meal so we can still be productive. You may heard of Imon Godsi, an entrepreneur and a millionaire in very young age. He said, "Eat as little carbohydrates as humanly possible."